Oh, we're recording?
That's good.
Okay.
So tell me your name and age.
Mike Lambert, 18 years old.
And you're a natural born citizen.
Yep.
What's your highest level of education?
High school.
Okay, and when it comes to the election, how do you feel about abortion? Obama is pro-choice and McCain is pro-life.
I'm pro-choice to an extent. I believe that like when you're first conceived, like a sperm and egg, I don't really believe that's like considered to be a human being. Like you're not human. Technically, it's called a zygote. So I don't really believe if you like get that sucked out, you're really a human being. So I think maybe after like you've been conceived for like 6 weeks, when brain activity starts to pick up or something like that, I think that's when you become human and abortion should not be allowed to be performed.
Okay. Okay, the last issue is Iraq. Obama wants to find a new strategy and he wants to remove the troops within the next 16 months. McCain wants to finish what we started and go through with it. What do you think?
I say finish what we started, honestly. I mean, like, if you pull out of the war, I mean, I know this isn't, like, really, like, holding any weight on political grounds, but you just look like a pansy. Like, you go in and then just pull out. But also, like, they have attacked our country. They plan to attack our country. These aren't, like, reasonable people that you're dealing with. Like, they think the highest calling in life is to strap a bomb to your chest and go blow up a bunch of other people and yourself. And that's just whacked out. I don't agree with that at all. So I think we should finish what we started, wipe out whatever threat there is.
Okay, so on election day, who are you going to vote for?
Kane.
McCain, you're a Republican?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us. Okay, so what's your name and age?
My name is Lydia Currie, and I am 25.
And are you a natural born citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
What's your highest level of education?
I have a bachelor's degree.
Okay. And are you married or have kids? Or?
I am not married, and I don't have any children.
Okay. The first issue is abortion. Obama is pro-choice and McCain is pro-life. What do you agree with?
I would say I agree with Obama on abortion. I am pro-choice, so I would be more aligned with his views.
Okay. The next issue is healthcare. Obama wants to make it mandatory for companies to offer workers health insurance, and McCain wants workers to buy their own and says he'll give every American family $5,000 towards the purchase of a private policy. Which do you agree with?
I would agree more with Obama's plan in the sense that I do think that every worker should have the benefits provided to them by their employer. Although there is the concern about people who are not working, so I would question what he's going to do about those people. But again, I think I would be more aligned with Obama on that.
Okay. Next issue is taxes. Obama wants to cut taxes for people who make under $250,000 a year, which he says is 95% of Americans, while McCain wants to cut taxes for the wealthier population and corporate taxes.
I would side with Obama again. I believe that it's the people who are more towards the bottom or the middle class who need to have their taxes cut, as opposed to the people who are in the top 2% of the country.
Okay, and energy and environment. They both want to find alternate energy, but Palin mostly wants to drill in Alaska for oil, while Obama doesn't want to do that and cares more about the next generation. What do you think about that?
I think we absolutely need to preserve some of the resources that we have, and I think there are other options available. So, again, I would go with Obama, believing that we do need to preserve the environment for the next generation, that we can't just use what we have now for ourselves.
Yeah.
So alternative resources.
Okay, the last issue is Iraq. Obama wants to end the war within 16 months, and McCain wants to pretty much finish what we started. What do you think of that?
I definitely agree with Obama. I think we need to start withdrawing troops as soon as possible. I think we have done the best that we can over there at this point. So I don't see what good it would do to stick it out for another 10 or even 5 years.
Name and age.
Karen Nazer, 46 years old.
And are you a natural born citizen of the United States?
Mm-hmm.
And what is your level of education? Your highest level?
Highest level? Graduate school.
Okay, and are you married and have kids?
Married, 2 kids. Married to a resident legal alien.
Oh.
Mhm.
On the issue of abortion in the election, what is your opinion?
You mean
Like-
specifically as compared to the 2 candidates?
Well, who do you agree with? Obama is pro-choice, McCain is pro-life.
I think they're both a little more complex than that, actually. But I'm pro-choice because I can remember when, I mean, I'm old enough to remember when women didn't have a choice and how women died. And it was really a class issue. People who could afford doctors on the down low got abortions, and people who, safe abortions, and people who couldn't, didn't, and often died.
Okay, and next issue is health care. Obama wants companies to offer workers health insurance, and McCain wants workers to buy their own, and says he'll give every family $5,000 credit towards the purchase of their own policy.
Every family, right, and
Yes.
every individual, it's far less than that, which basically it's a twofold thing with McCain. It's not simply giving him tax credit, it's also then taxing the employer. So it makes it doubly hard to afford it, the individual, whereas Obama is trying to make it more accessible to everyone. I know McCain's trying to say it as he's mandating it and you'll be fine, but there's no fine. And I think he is actually, I think he's going to follow, he and Deval Patrick are very good friends, and I think he's going to follow the Massachusetts model, the state that it's in now.
Okay, with taxes, Obama wants to cut taxes for people that make under $250,000 a year, which he says is 95% of Americans. And McCain wants to cut the taxes for the wealthier population and corporate taxes. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's not only that 90% function under the 250,000. I think it's also that 90% of the businesses, which, you know, you get into the whole Joe the plumber thing and want to buy that business. 90% of all the businesses are small businesses that make under $250,000 a year as well. So it's not just the individuals; it's also the businesses themselves. So if you're wanting to support growth of the economy, which since 90% of the businesses are small, it would make far more sense to build up the foundation than support the cracked top, in my mind. So again, Obama, not McCain.
Hi, what's your name and age?
Paul Cormier, I'm 51 years old.
And are you a natural born citizen?
Yes.
What's your highest level of education?
Master's degree in software engineering.
And are you married with kids?
Married with 2 lovely children.
And when it comes to the election, how do you feel about abortion?
I think it's the woman's choice on what she should do. I don't think the government should have any say in it at all. I don't think it's government's place. I think it's a totally private matter.
So you're with Obama and you're pro-choice?
I'm with pro-choice. Whether I'm with Obama or not remains to be seen.
Okay. So when it comes to health care, how do you feel about that?
I feel that the healthcare system in the United States is embarrassing. I feel that we allow too many abuses. I feel it needs an overhaul, but having said that, I don't necessarily feel that it should be a completely government-sponsored healthcare system similar to what happens in Canada. If you look at what happens in Canada, Canada has a government healthcare system, and I have many Canadian friends, and they will tell you that's why their taxes are reaching upwards of 60% of their income. And I think there's, you can go one side of the pendulum or another. You can go to one side where there's no health care, one side where there's fully government supported. I think going too far to either side is not good. I think there should be a way for people to get affordable health care, but having said that, once we get it, we have to enforce it. When people have health care that's affordable, we shouldn't let them go to the emergency room for a cold.